upped our standards. So now, up yours. The Daily Mojo.
Dan Andros from Faithwire. And thank you for being there, Dan. Without you balance the Ron.
Thanks,
on the program,
Brad.
and that's good.
Yeah.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
That's what I
and
have
Ron,
in my,
I don't know if
that's what I have in my LinkedIn, by the way. I just say I balance the Ron.
you balance the Ron. See, that happens. Did you notice the story yesterday in the New York Post about World Trade Center 7?
I did not.
So it's actually they're now questioning whether or not, or they've put it out there that there are enough people questioning whether or not it fell as a result of fires from World Trade Center 1 or not. Were you there in the city when it happened?
No, not that day. Nope. No, I was not.
Were you working? Okay.
No.
Yeah, it's strange how time has changed people's viewpoints on a lot of things. And then we see that story about the dude who was in the Secret Service and is now putting out the autobiography. His autobiography talking about the magic bullet and that he was the one who pulled it out of the back seat of the car that Kennedy was riding in and put it on the stretcher at Parkland. A lot of weird stuff coming out.
Got that
strange
in a book,
things.
Huh?
Yep. He's 80-something, and apparently now he decided to talk. So we're at a weird period in history. And then I happen to notice this over at Faithwire.
Okay.
On the front page. Cats or dogs? New survey shows that Christians have a strong preference for one of those. And then before I looked to see the answer, I thought, I wonder, what that... I wonder what the answer could be, and then I discovered that...
What did you guess?
Well, I was wondering, because I thought, I like dogs too, but, Lord Doc Kitty is a lot like a dog in that he will play fetch. He will come when you call him most of the time.
Your cat plays fetch?
Mm-hmm. Yep, he will. He will, and the strangest thing is it's with anything that crinkles like a Post-it note.
Yeah.
It's that noise, and as soon as he hears that, he will sit there and wait for you to throw it, and then he'll go get it. It's the weirdest thing.
That's pretty funny. Now, cats are funny.
But,
I think the problem with cats is and I think it's actually a problem with dogs too, is when you start getting too many animals, right? When you become essentially cat lady or cat guy, you're Keith Olbermann, and all you have is your apartment and a couple cats. It's a little concerning. It's like I'm all for a good cat. I had cats growing up, and our cats were like all the cats who have disdain for the people who are feeding them every day, and they sit in the corner looking at you and going, "You again? You're still here? You haven't left my house? You freeloader!
Until they grow
get out of
opposable
here.
thumbs." Right.
Also, where's my food?
Right. Well,
that's
the beauty of cats, though. You can leave that. They're very good for people who don't like commitment, because if you want to leave for a day or two, you just make sure they can get in and out, and you just leave.
Yeah.
And you come back and there's the cat again. I mean, it's a dog will be, they will. You can't just do that with a dog.
No, you can't, because they'll just eventually have to go to the bathroom, and it'll be a big mess.
Right.
Whereas cats got the litter box; they can kind of
exactly
a different corner of the litter box. So it's a bonus. Yeah.
Ron, by the way, Ron, how many dogs do you have?
We have 1, 2, 3, 4 now, but one of them is a foster. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just checking. I mean, eventually,
foster dog.
there's 4.
Yeah. We foster Boston Terriers, so we have one foster with us now. We did have 5 because we were fostering 2, but they left and we got another foster. So
now, is it to the point now where you live outside in the dog house, like the Snoopy house?
Essentially, yeah.
Inside,
I'm of no consequence in this house anymore. Correct. Yes.
See,
I have my own little corner of the bed. The dogs have the rest of it. So,
God bless you.
Yeah.
God bless you. I couldn't do it. That's too much. That's too much poop in my life. There's
a lot of poop. A lot of poop.
Do you
I don't
know that
understand.
there are?
Can I just say I just don't understand? Like, I love my golden retriever. I have a golden retriever, and we're like, as my daughter says, we're basically frenemies with this golden retriever because she's adorable and lovely, but then also annoying and destroys everything and breaks, eats everything. And I had to have surgery for her because she ate a popsicle stick full without chewing it or anything, and she had a big popsicle stick in her stomach, and that blocked everything up. So that was great. And then she destroyed my floors, and I had to replace all the floors in my house. So, so I don't have a Harley Davidson because of this dog. But
she loves you.
But she loves me, and she snuggles, and it's great, and she's pretty funny.
Right.
But I question my life whenever I'm on a walk and I have to pick up poop. I'm just like, what has my life come to where I'm just walking this thing and picking up its poop? It's just such a ridiculous. When you think about it, it's ridiculous. I'm picking up the poop of an animal. Like, what am I doing? Anyway.
Right. No, that's a very good point. There was somebody the other day left a card. It's, but if you loved somebody enough, you would do that as they walk down the street if they made the mess. But there was somebody left a card on the front door here at the motel, and it was, I can't remember the name of the service, but it was like Bob's or Pete's Poop Picker-Uppers.
Yeah.
So now you can actually hire somebody else to come and pick up the poop in your yard. And I thought, is this a great country or what? You can have an animal and hire somebody else to come pick up the poop in your backyard. That's the American spirit right there.
Okay. And that's another Pete. I appreciate the hustle, but I also question, I'm not going to, honestly, I'm going to have a lot of questions for a guy who's like, Hun, I got it. I've got it. All the poop. I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to do it. It's a dirty job, but somebody's got to do it, I guess. But hey, if you can make a buck doing it and you don't mind picking up dog poop.
Making some decent cash. Making some decent cash. That's why plumbers get a lot. Nobody wants to be a plumber.
It's going to cost you a pretty penny for me to come to your yard and pick up all your dog poop.
But
my guess is that Pete charges a pretty penny.
It's like the trash pickup. I'm coming once a week, and it's $500 a month. So,
right, yeah, and it does make you wonder. You go to some of these third world countries, and if you were to tell them, "Look, in America, we hire people to come over and pick up the poop out of our backyard," I mean. It really, it kind of puts things into perspective.
They'd be like this
after a while.
What?
And
he makes what? Picking up poop? I'm sitting here and I'm, plowing the fields all day, breaking my back in 100-degree heat, and I make $4 a day. This guy's making $50,000 a year picking up poop.
Yeah, see? This is the land of dreams.
Yes.
I'm telling you.
I love it.
And then I also noticed there is some more good news over on the front page of Faithwire. Sound of Freedom.
Yep.
#1 now in Latin America.
Yeah, there was because remember, it was a delayed. They weren't international at first. They just did the domestic, and they beat a lot of movies it was a big surprise. Now the Latin America
in 18 countries.
Now I'm going to say I'm a little nervous as to why Latin America. Is it because you have all of these child traffickers and they were like heard there was a movie on child trafficking. They're like, finally some representation.
Right. Yep.
Let's go watch it. And they were all appalled and walked out. Or they're trying to see how. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, it's obviously a big problem over there. So you would imagine that it's an issue of top concern, and so people are going to check it out.
But I think there might be some truth to what you're saying, because people who, if they are in that particular business, they're going to go and see this and see what sort of information is in it. So I think there's some of that, but. The fact that this has become such a phenomenon in now 18 countries across Latin America and the Caribbean, that's saying something, especially given the fact that there was such pushback at the beginning to this movie, which again still blows me away that there was. But this is a big deal, huge.
Yeah, I agree, and I wonder if the movie kind of plugged into something a little like a wider issue, in what's happening to our children in general. When we see these crazy gender ideologies, you see the nutbags trying to push maps, minor attracted persons. We had that whole debacle, but there's this push now, and then drag queens twerking on kids, and they're trying to bring it to the kids. Drag queen story hour. Let's hypersexualize the kids. I think you might be seeing the response is just kind of I don't know, maybe it's a subliminal thing as to why people are concerned. They're like, they just sense this, everyone's very protective of children except for the predators. Everyone else is very protective of children. And so maybe that instinct in us is going, yeah, something is off here. And I mean, there's that mayor. Did you guys see that mayor? I think it's the mayor of Burbank or something.
Yeah. We just talked about him getting spanked by the drag queen.
Yeah. And Chaya Rychik, or however you say her name, the Libs of TikTok lady, she posted a Twitter history of this guy. And it's all like porn and, kind of alluding to child porn. And it's disgusting.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, check. It's not on the Libs of TikTok feed. It's on her other feed, which is just her name. Look at that. And actually, let's see. Okay. I'll try to call it up.
Yeah, and I don't know how to say her name
a couple
either.
of these. Yeah, hold on. I can find it here. There it is. She tweets like 4 million times a day. So, all right, let's see if we can.
She's good at it.
Okay, so here's some of this guy. This Constantine Anthony, right? The same guy we're talking about.
Yep.
Here's one. Somebody wrote. This is a teacher. I caught a kid drawing a penis on my board today on the chalkboard. And then this is what he responded. As punishment, you should make him draw 1,000 penises on the board after school. And then...
Okay, that's a little odd.
These are years ago. This is like 10 years ago. But again, this is when he didn't know this was going to be in the national spotlight. Watching kitty porn, Kitty, at some place that I'm not going to mention. Sounds gross. Let's see here. Oh, yay. Peter Sarsgaard makes pedophilia is cool again. Yeah.
Is this her tweet with the several posts on it?
Yeah. It's a screenshot of all the tweets. Yeah.
Yeah, Ron, you can take this shot because I've got it here.
Yep. There it is. So I was reading the ones on the left there.
Some of it simply be poor attempt at comedy? I mean, again, this was 4 years ago. I don't know. I'm just for the.
These are old, I just maybe, but it just seems like you're a mayor and you're working at a school or whatever. Principal, Mayor Burbank. I don't know what he was before this, but. And then you're getting spanked in public. It all seems to point to not joking, talking openly about their porn subscriptions and things like that.
Right.
I mean,
yeah. Let's see. Taylor says statutory rape charges dropped on grounds of too cute. Judge says they're both named Taylor. How adorable. That was from 2009. Yeah, I don't.
Joking about statutory rape. Haha, they were too cute. I mean, it's not good. I'm not.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not going to be anyone comfortable to joke about pedophilia in a way that it's like you're indicating you're at least somewhat okay with it, even in a joke. Who does that? I mean, you're going to make a
right.
Well, the kid was cute though, huh? Brad. I mean, like,
right.
None of us would do that. None of us would do that. You'd have to be pretty disturbed to do that, I would think.
But then he got elected. He got elected mayor of Burbank, which is that's a good point.
And
it's odd. I'll give you that. It is strange. It says something to. I mean, I've made off-color jokes myself, in the past, which
About kitty
I'll be the
porn?
first to admit. I don't think so. I'd have to stop and think.
Brad, I'm concerned.
I don't think so.
Out.
No, I don't think I ever have, but I may have. I don't know. But what I'm saying is, you know what's coming to mind is the Disney thing. The dude who worked at Disney, the illustrator, and then showed the kids in the wood chipper. You remember that
Okay.
one?
No.
No, I'm trying to remember, and then I don't know what this guy's background is. If he's a comedian, if he's trying to be funny, certainly in this, in the context of this, it's bad. But like, what's his name? Zelensky used to be a comedian. I don't know if he was funny or not, but sometimes when these, stuff is brought up from their past, people get upset about things that back in the day didn't seem as bad as they would now. You know what I'm saying? Well, some of these are, not like the donate my monthly porn subscription classical KUSC. Just ask me. That's like a classic rock thing, which I would bet that there was some promo. I'm not defending him by any means. I'm just saying some of this, sometimes you look at it and go, okay, it was out of context. But
So what you're saying here is you're defending the child porn guy.
no, I'm not. I'm not defending the child porn stuff at all. I was
I'm
looking
just
at that
kidding
one,
with
the
you.
monthly
I'm
porn
just kidding with you.
subscription
Yeah, no, I know. You give
But-
people benefit of the doubt. I'm just saying, guy, this is a mayor getting spanked. What I'm saying is they want to normalize this stuff. Okay. And
Right.
that is
Yeah, I'm
very
with you on
clear.
that.
You are not a mayor. Imagine being the mayor of a relatively large sized city and you think it's
Yes.
completely fine to go get to a drag queen event and get spanked. Like this is
Right.
this is depravity. This is depravity, and they're feeling comfortable now. This should say something about where our country's at. They're feeling comfortable now to be like, okay, so what? That
Right.
makes
No,
me
I'm with you on that.
tremble, to be honest with you, because I really do believe we are seeing the consequences of worldviews, and the secular leftist worldview is starting to understand the logical endpoint of their worldview, which is that nothing matters. There are no restrictions. They've hijacked
Right.
for years morals from the Christian worldview. That we have to care about human life, that we have to care about kids. All of these things
Yep.
make no sense from a materialistic worldview. A materialistic worldview, which is what they hold, is I got to get mine. And whatever I want, I can get within, as long as I don't mind risking the punishment that the current governmental system puts out there. There's nothing else
totally
holding
with
me
you on
back.
that.
Now they're realizing if you can normalize this stuff, society's going to be like, yay, you go, girl, you twerk on those kids. I mean, it's like, it's disgusting.
Yeah.
And people they're realizing now that they can, like the map guy, like it didn't work for them yet, but it will at some point. They're trying.
Yeah, they keep
they're
they
trying
keep floating
very
that
hard to make
balloon.
this. They keep floating the balloon because they know you can't. I think Rick Santorum did it once at one of those Q&As with the students, and they were trying to grill him on like, well, why is gay marriage wrong? And he put it back, like, well, what about incest? Like, can a brother marry a sister? And the student was like, well, no. Why? And then you realize you have a moral line that you've just made up, and they just are moving it to wherever they feel is comfortable in the day. And so now they're realizing they can just, through rhetoric and social media nonsense, they can move that line, the moral line. They can just move it.
You're right.
And it's that moral line is going to completely disappear before too long. So I guess what I'm saying about Sound of Freedom is that maybe this reaction to it and why so many people are watching it is because they sense this, and this is an obvious area where we can like push back on that. And isn't it interesting that the left, the secular left, pushed back and tried to discredit this film?
That's
Coincidence?
still blows me away that actually happened, that they pushed back on this film, which, we both know has its roots in reality and actually, happens. And why they would try to make it sound like it didn't happen. I just don't understand that.
I think I do. And I think it's because they understand this is why Black Lives Matter has the attack of the family unit, and they celebrate all this perversion, because they have to destroy all this stuff in order to get what they want, which is all the radical leftist nonsense in place. The only way you can pave the way for that is by destroying the Christian Judeo foundation we have as far as the family and everything else. The only way to destroy that is by destroying all that, that makeup. And they're doing a bang up job of it. I just saw a video. I just saw a video on Twitter as I was scrolling through before this interview, and it was a polyamorous throuple raising two kids. One is 2 years old and is anti-gender, and the other one is 10 or something and is non-binary. And you look at this couple,
what is anti-gender?
And I don't know. And they're two, which clearly you have all of your views on gender mapped out at 2 years old. And it's just, they're playing like this, it's like an announcer going, this polyamorous throuple is, raising two children to be, and it's like, da, 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 like the soft, sappy music going behind it. And I'm just like, this is, I think, what people are revolting against when they go to see Sound of Freedom, because it's not just a crazy trafficker out in the Colombian jungle or in Thailand. It's these perverts doing this crap to kids and polluting their minds. And honestly, it's child abuse. It's gender surgeries at our children's hospitals.
Which still shocks
our national director of health is someone who's mentally ill and thinks they're a woman. And he's clearly a dude. Rachel Levine, whatever his actual name is.
Yeah.
All of this stuff. Person with a mental illness, gender dysphoria is a mental illness. We have that person running the health department of our country.
Yeah.
I mean, I rest my case.
It's enough to make you. No, you're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. And by the way, the anti-gender movement is an international movement that opposes what it refers to as gender ideology, gender theory, or genderism terms, which cover a variety of issues, whilst not having a coherent definition. I think that's some sort of circular logic.
Yeah,
it's like everything else. It's insane.
I would leave it at being they're not coherent. That's where I'd leave it.
Right.
We're not
the
coherent.
Whole thing
everyone.
Is crazy. Yeah.
Well,
as usual,
happy Tuesday, everyone.
Yeah, no kidding. You've left me dizzier than I was when I began this program today, because there's just so much weird stuff happening in the universe. It's either the comet that's coming at us and it's going to hit us, or the apocalypse is about to strike. One of the two. What's happening on the Quickstart Podcast today? Well,
since you asked, we've got a biblical find in Israel. It's awesome. The Pool of Siloam, where Jesus performed miracles. They're excavating the whole thing. Some of the steps were closed, so it's pretty cool. They have that exact location there. The Finnish politician, we have an update on her. She was punished for legally and taken to court for posting her views on social media on sexuality, and and then there's more. But those are the main ones. So.
And then there's more. Yeah, Proverbs 17. I know that's in there as well, because I was checking some of it out. All right, Dan Andros, the host of the Quickstart Podcast and editor extraordinaire over at Faithwire.com. Thank you, as always, for the spirited conversation, and go get them before they get you.
All right, will do.
The First Amendment.
Did you know that you have rights? The Constitution says you do.
Lives here. Watch and listen at thedailymojo.com.